Okay. But when I was cast as Roy Mustang, his name is Roy Mustang, the Flame Alchemist. That was already pretty cool. He's not an ugly character. And 3, I watched a few of the original Japanese episodes and I'm like, wow, this is going to be great. So after watching a few episodes to get acquainted with the series, I was like, screw it, I'm going to watch it from start to finish. And be a fan of the show before we record it, so I'm making my way through. Has anybody not seen Fullmetal Alchemist or Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood in its entirety?
You don't count.
Have you seen the first one now? Okay. Does anybody not know what happens to Hughes? Cover your ears or kill yourself.
No time for 5 seconds.
All right, you have to cover your ears if you don't want to know. So when he's in the phone booth and Envy shoots him and he does that like slow, dramatic fall away, I'm like, oh no, he's got shot. And then the very next scene is people carrying a coffin. I'm like, wait a minute, he's not like dead. Buries him, throw dirt on him, wife is crying, daughter's crying, Mustang's in his formal dress attire. It's starting to rain, line, all this stuff. I'm like, wait. Nobody dies in these shows. Like, get the whole point of sensu bean. What's going on here? Can't you have the dragon collect the balls of the thing and push it back? And then you watch it has a meaning and stuff. And then, no, you're not really dead, right? Like, he's dead. What is going on? Yeah, so I got quite emotional because Hughes was my favorite character. I liked how zany he was in the original Japanese series. I loved the Zayu, I loved his lines, I loved his character, and then all of a sudden he was dead. And I was ready to kill somebody before that. Which never really happened in Fullmetal
Hey, you did kill him.
I mean, I got Pride. I got Bradley in the first series, which is why I like Brotherhood so much more, because I took lust and burned her a lot, and I really burned the bejesus out of Envy a lot. And I went nuts, just nuts. Recording that scene was one of my favorite things ever, because I was so excited about it, but when it happened, it was really good. Why are you shaking your head now? You're like,
Finished Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
cover your ears, sweetheart.
Too bad.
Yeah, I did kind of give you fair warning, so.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, well, I'll stop talking just for you. Yeah, spoiler alert, post, haste, yes.
Okay, so I watched this video called Fullmetal Sabotage.
Fullmetal Sabotage.
And it's where Roy Mustang.
Dramatic no.
Roy Mustang and Edward Elric sort of make a bet that Edward can't keep a date. So Roy Mustang.
Keep a date, like can't keep track of a calendar date, or like date, like with a girl.
Like a girlfriend, so they find Winry and then
Oh.
and go on Ivy's sheet and Winry says she.
There's a question in this, right? Somewhere.
But anyways, so Edward and Winry went on a date, and throughout the whole thing, Roy is trying to sabotage their date.
Okay.
I want to know how you would sabotage their date.
I don't know, I'd probably like move a box of tissues on the table right in front of Ed, and then Henry would no longer be able to see him. I don't know. Or I could just walk up and go, Henry, if you want to go on a date with a man. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, with the blue cap.
What would you do?
Really loud, because now we've got crazy man going on.
What would you do if you were Ed's height?
Drown myself. No, I don't know. Make the best of it, I guess.
Well, you're short.
Try and find really tall friends and be really friendly with it. I don't know. Yes. I love dogs! natural exaggeration took its course. And Yana exaggerating? I've never heard of such a thing. It was only 10. I made a terrible mistake at the age of like 22 or 23 to challenge Monica to a tequila shot drinking contest. But the rules of the contest were for every shot that she had, I would have 2. Because I outweigh her by 75 pounds, so I thought that would be, she'd have 1 or 2 or maybe 3 shots. She had 5, which is 10. That sucks. Makes doing anything incredibly difficult. I don't recommend it ever. We were wandering around the hotel for about 2 hours because I had lost my wallet and it was in my back pocket the whole time. It's terrible. The blue back down. Hi. Yes, with ears. Spoiler alert.
Can you tell me about the tiny Colonel Mustang looks dead sexy in the miniskirt story?
The story?
Yeah.
I think the story is that Vic was asked to say Roy Mustang or Edward Elric is dead sexy in a miniskirt by somebody first, and he said it once at a convention, and it just popped like wild.
Can you say it in your Roy voice?
Roy Mustang is dead
Oh
sexy.
no, say Edward Elric. Edward Elric.
Edward Elric is never dead sexy.
In your Roy voice.
I love that one. Yes, okay.
First one, what is it like motion capture?
What's that?
What's it like being a motion capture actor?
Yeah, it's really cool. Motion capture is the technology they use to capture our performances the same way they did like Avatar, Beowulf, stuff like that. They use it for pretty much all AAA video game titles now. If you play like Halo 4 or Black Ops or a lot of the Elder Scrolls, Last of Us, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, they record the dialogue first and then another group of actors will do all the mocap for it. You wear this incredibly unflattering, unsexy, skin-tight, leotard thing. It's not actual spandex, but it's really hot cloth that's made of one side of Velcro so that they can attach these Velcro ping-pong-sized markers to you that are reflective. So it catches all of your body movements. So if you're running, shooting, jumping, just talking, it captures that. And then they have different ways of capturing what your face does. Which is pretty cool, but also pretty strange. One way of doing it is they take 89 of these BB-sized balls that are covered in reflective tape, and they glue them to your 89 of them all over your face, including your lips and both of your eyelids. So when you blink, you see these little spheres on your eyelids, and it's extremely strange because for the rest of the day, 8 hours, you can't touch your face. Another way is wearing a helmet where they have these 2 prongs that stick out like some kind of upside down moose antler. It sticks in front of your face, and they have these little GoPro cameras that capture what your face does. So that's not natural either. You turn your head and all of a sudden you've got this giant, you're like Pyramid Head. Yes.
What was your thoughts about Vic and Todd's little video?
Their little video war?
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
They like to flirt with each other so much. They're both creative people. I think it's always a little strange when a grown man in his 50s makes a gold action figure doll of another man. Especially when you tap the crotch and it talks. It's interesting. Everything else aside, in California, when word got around that Vic was doing his final, tribute videos,
Yeah.
and he was making it based off of The Lord of the Rings, and then it was going to have this huge production value. When you see it, you're like, what? What in the world is going on? How long did that take, and how much did it cost to make that thing? Because it's Blu-ray quality, full prosthetics, full wardrobe for a tribute video. It's crazy. You kind of have to marvel at it because it was pretty impressive. Plus, seeing Michelle as as Gimli was just, she stole the show. If you haven't seen it, you should. Are they married now, Vic and Michelle? Think so? Blank faces, nobody knows. Oh, okay. Oh, they're working so. Well, I think they're getting married soon. They are married. Okay. When did they get married?
I don't think it was that long ago.
2 years ago?
No, it was
2
2
weeks
years
ago.
ago.
Awesome. Yes.
What's the hardest question ever asked you?
What's the hardest question? Hottest question?
Honest.
Honest. I'm sorry. It's, you know, I have a microphone, you know. It's not fair to you guys, actually. The oddest question ever asked of me by a fan? There's a lot of weird ones, you guys. There's weird questions. It was like, if you could lick a dog, would you? Like, no? What if that dog was made of chocolate? Maybe? We get really bizarre questions. They're like, if you could, you know, what's your feeling on the Roy and Ed pairing? I'm like, it's illegal. It's so strange. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've been doing con appearances for so many years. Like, the list in my subconscious would be, I'm sure, shocking to all of you. It's crazy. But you know, we've been doing it for like 10 years. Nothing shocks you anymore. You're just like, yeah, let's do it. Yes.
Boxers, briefs, or free balling?
Did you actually just say free balling? I believe the technical term is commando.
Free balling's
I
cooler.
support that.
What's that?
I like free balling better. It's more
You like free balling better? Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Everyone
I'm a hybrid of the two. Briefs are
Too tight.
or something. I wore briefs when I was like 7, so. And I realized that was, well, whatever. Different strokes for different folks. Yes?
Have you ever had anyone do impressions for you?
Impressions for me or of me?
Like both.
Yeah. It's always funny. If you do a character voice, it's usually easier to do an impression of that. When a character is more along the lines of your voice, like Mustang is here. People go, I can do a great Mustang. I'm like, oh great, let's hear it. And then they talk, and it doesn't sound like you. You don't want to be mean and be like, that sucks. You're just sort of like, nice. You know, people do Maury, and they're like, I can do Maury. Like, great, let's hear it. They're like, fancy tuna. You need to drop it down a little bit. Oh, okay. What's that?
Have you ever had someone do a chicken impression?
A chicken impression? Are you going to do a chicken? What's that?
The girl who can do a really.
That's who you are! She's not in your phone!
You can do a chicken impression?
She was trying to get us to stand up and do the chicken impression.
Okay, then let's have your chicken impression.
Oh my god. Excuse me.
That is a good chicken impression. When did you first learn that you could imitate a chicken very well?
I did it in my science class sometime.
Did you get in trouble for that?
No, but everyone like kept looking around like that, and I'd just be hiding behind my quick like,
That would have been the science class. So today we're learning about bromine and acetic acid. Hello? Random chickens walking around our science lab. We love to have, you know, farmyard animals where there's acid and dead frogs, all sorts of weird stuff. Yeah, you.
Okay.
No, true.
What's your best impression of Nolan North?
Best impression of Nolan North. I don't have one. That guy is really good. He does so many different voices. It's kind of hard to do an impression person that has, you know, that does a chameleon voice ability. Yeah.
Is there any like or existing fictional character that you would like to voice?
Any, is there
already a three-dimensional character that you like to voice, like a superhero or
I got to play Superman for Lego Batman, which was pretty cool, except that it was like kind of a goofy version of Superman. It was this altruistic, completely naive to the fact that Batman didn't want his help. Troy Baker played Batman, I was Superman, and I just annoyed him the entire time. I would love to play Superman in a more dramatic, like straight to DVD, one of those great Warner releases, or Batman. The whole DC universe, I think, is underappreciated sometimes, so I think playing one of those characters would be sweet. And in the Marvel universe, there's a ton. I played the Hulk, and I currently play Thor for Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble. That's cool, but there's a lot to pick from. Yes.
So I've always been under the impression that professional voice actors are always working and don't ever have time to do anything else. But you look like you probably go to the gym a lot. That's fine.
Right. Well, so that's the question was, she's under the impression that voice actors are working all the time and don't have time for anything else. That's false for two different reasons. One, if you're just doing anime, you definitely have to do something else. It doesn't pay quite as much as other types of acting does, so it's like a supplemental income thing. If you're in California or New York and you're working on jobs that pay a bit more, it helps because you get paid more for the same amount of hours. There are days where Funimation, no lie, you guys, especially when you're out of town, they'll bring you in and you'll record 10 to 12 hours straight with like room for lunch, like an hour off for lunch, and you start to go a little crazy when you're in a soundproof room for 10 hours and just listening to the sound of your own voice. You can kill that. In California, it's a little easier. There are union rules that don't let you work more than 4 hours. So in a very busy day, we would have either a 9 to 1 schedule session schedule, it's like lunch, and then like a 2 to 6 session, and then you're off, right? Or an all-day thing, which is a lot of money. But we have time to definitely do other things. Like Troy Baker is a fantastic musician. He's got a record coming out that's awesome. Laura does cardio bar and has all sorts of hobbies and does crafts and stuff. We got our hands in all sorts of different pockets. Plus, it's an acting constantly want to be exploring things. Yeah. Yes? I'm Batman. But not really. Just only in my brain. Brad Pitt being the new Batman?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck being the new Batman? My initial response was, oh God, please no. But to be honest, you gotta give the guy a chance. You gotta give him a chance. I mean, for those of you that were not alive, which is most of the people in this room, when Michael Keaton was announced as the first Batman, first Bruce Wayne, people were furious. They're like, that's the stupidest casting I've ever heard of. He will not play Batman well at all. He was great. George Clooney was not. Val Kilmer wasn't great either, although he wasn't the worst. I think it'll just have to be a very different take on Batman. I'll be surprised if it's good. I'd say that. See, it's a separate universe. None of the people that were in the Christopher Nolan films will be in this new Zack Snyder Superman sequel, or excuse me, Man of Steel sequel. So, like, Morgan Freeman won't be there as Fox. Alfred will be different. Everybody will be different. It's a completely different. That's a great thing about Marvel Comics, DC Comics, is they have all those alternate timelines, you know, so that you can tell the story a million different ways. I don't know. I'll be surprised. I was a little when I heard it, but maybe we'll all get a nice surprise. What's his name? Was huge in Man of Steel. Who saw Man of Steel this summer? Man, that dude had some muscles. Did you see him without a shirt on? When he was running out from behind the thing or whatever, it looked like his boobs were about to pop. Seriously, like, homeboy, slow down, because your pec is about to dislodge itself from your body and go running down the hill. Like if he ran into a wall, his breasts would just burst. It's crazy. Yes. Really loud because now we've got into the energetic part of whatever's happening.
What's the best advice you can give to aspiring voice actors / actresses?
Human sacrifice. Aspiring voice actors and actresses, studying theater is my personal thing. There are a lot of people that do voiceover that haven't done any theater at all. That does happen. If you have a really interesting voice, whether it's deep and gravelly or high, or you know that you can make a lot of character sounds, or if you can do impressions or animal noises, you would think that would be weird that Dee Bradley Baker, chicken, right? You just have to be able to do more than one. Dee Bradley Baker works on the Clone Wars and Adventure Time and Regular Show, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And he's one of the busiest people in California, but he can make any sound with makeup. I would say study theater because it's the study of acting in general. Be in as many shows as you can, and don't be intimidated about talking in front of people because that's all that you will ever do. If the idea of that scares you or you're not comfortable with it, it's really not for you. People think that voiceover is a little bit different because on stage or on camera, there's a camera pointed at you or there's an audience looking at you and it's just you by yourself. That's one thing, but in a voiceover booth, there is always a soundproof window and at least like 10 people staring at you while you try and read one line, right? And they're just like this. So it's very intimidating. You have to have a lot of confidence in what you do, and there is no teacher-like experience. So whether you're in junior high, high school, college, jump in your plays, work on community theater, do whatever you can to gain experience. That's the best way to start figuring out what it is that you're good at or maybe not good at. Where's she goes to? Yeah. Steve. Get the lip. Oh, wait. Oh, it went away! That's terrible. Now I'm gonna have like break dance or something. Yes. Yeah, you. Sorry. I can't hear you. Sorry.
Is there any book or series that like you absolutely love?
Did you say is there any book or series that I absolutely love?
Yeah.
Yeah. Laura turned me on to the Game of Thrones books before it was an HBO series, so I love that. I'm rereading The Stand right now by Stephen King. I'm loving the new Hannibal series that's on NBC. It's really good. It's really good. Crazy story. I think Laura read the Game of Thrones books in like 1999 or whatever when they first came out, so she was way ahead of everybody else. And I had read them up to that point, I think in 2006 or 7. We went to Armageddon Expo in Sydney in Australia, and we got into, it's like a pop culture con, so they have a lot of like film and TV actors that are there as well. We got into the van that was going to the convention that morning, and this guy named Jason Momoa gets in and sits right in front of us. You guys know who Jason Momoa is? If you watch Game of Thrones, he's Khal Drogo, right? No? I love you guys. You let no interview. You're like. He was also like in the latest Conan movie. He was on Stargate Atlantis. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, he had just been cast as Khal Drogo and wasn't sure if he was going to do it or not. We're like, "What's up?" He goes, "I just got this email from my agent. I got cast on an HBO thing. I'm not sure if I should do it or not." We're like, "Oh, what is it?" He goes, "It's some fantasy series called Game of Thrones." And I thought that Laura was going to expire right there. I thought she was going to die. She was like, "Oh, good." I'm like, "Oh my God, my wife's dying. Who are you playing?" He goes, "Khal Drogo." And she was like, "Oh my God, you have to do it." So he got really excited. But since you don't know who he is, it's not a very funny story. Except that he's huge. He's like he's my height, 6'4", but like weighs 30 pounds more because he played rugby. He's just a huge guy. See him freak out like that was coming out. Anyway, blonde hair. The hardest character to record? Screamers are the hardest. No matter who you ask, if it's a creature or somebody that's going to be aggressively screaming all the time, those are the worst. zombie games where you have to come in as a zombie and be like, those suck. Because after 4 hours, you feel like you're going to die yourself. Dragon Ball Z video games are always hard to do. Because you're always having it sucks. Halo 4 was tough because the Covenant, the alien race of the Covenant, I played Julian Dama, and he just screams in these half-broken Japanese words all the time. And the Hulk. The Hulk works a lot. You just do that for like 6 hours, you're about to pass out. It's very therapeutic though. You don't have any anger afterwards. There's no road rage after one of those sessions. Like somebody cuts you off 5 times in a row and it's okay. Yes, good word.
How interesting was it to play the two voices of Zetsu for Naruto?
Ah, nice question. Yes, I played black and white Zetsu in Naruto. Mary Elizabeth Willingham asked me to play that part. Normally, you would have two different actors play that because they talk to each other independently, even though they're connected. So black Zetsu kind of sounds like this when he talks to people. And white Zetsu is much more creepy because he talks up here and everything's just a little bit stranger. So when they talk to each other, you have to go from like 5th gear to 1st gear and back really fast. What should we do with the 6 tails? No, maybe we should kill him, or maybe we should have him for dinner. No, I'm hungry, we can't do that. You know, so it's real weird. Mary was the one that actually had the idea of having them sound that far apart. And you guys know Mary Elizabeth McGood? Yeah. Amazing, fantastic voice director. She was like, how about if you do a voice like this? And she did that black Zetsu voice, but it was way deeper and scarier than mine. She's like, Mary, what the hell? Like, you can come in and do this part. Don't let me do this. She's like, shut up. You know. She's super impressive. Yeah, so I just tried to do it as good as she did. Yes, with the furry pink, yellow, purple stuff in your head. Funnest? I got to play a transvestite on Tuck once. That was pretty fun. It was amazing. It's on YouTube. You'll find it. I'm 6'4" as is, and in this episode, the two doctors that were on FX's Tuck are looking to get Mario Lopez into drag. So they go into this belts, boas, and buckles store, and the guy that owns it is this dude named Big Jane. So my agent calls and goes, hey, FX is asking if you want to come audition for this part on Tuck. I'm like, I guess so, I've got some time. Like, what is it? He goes, it's a transvestite called Big Jane. I'm like, man. Okay. I go over to Paramount, which is fun. You walk on the Paramount lot, you go into the wardrobe area, and they have a bunch of different bras that are all padded. I had double D breasts. I had to wear a corset, mini skirt, of course. I was like I had a big strawberry blonde wig, and I had to wear heels that were like 4 or 5 inches high. I don't know how girls wear heels. It is like an instant death warrant. I couldn't go anywhere. And mine were the big, like, clunky base. They were like thick, so that it was easier to walk on. I was just like so hard, and in the heels I was 6'8", so I was like a basketball player, but I couldn't even go up steps. So on the stage, or in the lot that we were shooting, and there were 2 steps that you had to go from the counter to the racks where all the clothes were, and I would get to the edge of it, and it was like walking up to the Grand Canyon. I was like, it's so high! I don't want to do it! And they're like, just try it. And I took my first step and just ate shit. No, they didn't have enough video, it was just a rehearsal. My boobs went all over the place. That was pretty fun. And reportedly in an episode of Bleach, there's a character called Charlotte Kuhlhorn, which is this huge guy that's dressed as a woman. I'm not really sure what his intentions are, but everything he did was like this, and he looked so crazy. It's just absurd. That's pretty fun too. And in the very back. I decided I wanted to act probably in like the 6th grade. I had crazy ADHD, so I had amazing behavioral problems in school. I couldn't sit still. I never stopped talking. I couldn't pay attention. Math classes were especially hard because I either wasn't paying attention or fell asleep. And I had a teacher, an English teacher, that figured out that I needed a creative outlet. She let us do like a classroom play, and I got to play a character, and I was hooked. After that, I figured out that I wanted just to do school plays, because it was like a junior high production, and I went to that junior high school, and was instantly in that play. When you're in front of a live audience, playing a character, it is the most awesome thing in the world, because they're responding to what you're doing and what your choices are. So it's a huge fix. It's really great. So I went to do stage in high school and started doing musicals, one-act shows, and knew that that was really what I wanted to try and do with the rest of my life, which is tough, because acting can either be like, yeah, really good, or the larger percentage of it is like, oh, what the hell am I doing? So there's not a whole lot of money in stage, there's not a whole lot of money in anime, there's not a whole lot of money in other things, and not that you need a lot of money, but you need to be able to eat, pay rent, and stuff like that, so it's always kind of a juggling act. Most actors have been a number of different things. I was like a car valet for a long time. I've been a waiter, a bartender, announcer, all sorts of different things. Valet in cars is awesome, by the way, because you get to drive everybody's car. You might not think about it, but when you pull up in really expensive cars, that car is yours for like 2 minutes. It's awesome. I did it at a golf tournament, and I drove Emmitt Smith's car, who was a Dallas running back for the Dallas Cowboys, and it was like a V12 Mercedes with shag carpet on the floor, and Lowrider was playing. He like pulled up, and was like, doom, 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 doom. I like leaned the seat way back, just driving it. I pulled up, and I was like, hey, this is a great call for Emmitt Smith. Sorry. He's like, that's alright, I like to see my car being driven that way. Anyway, raise your hand if you know who Emmitt Smith is. Oh God, what the hell? NFL all-time leading rusher? Never mind, doesn't matter. He played in Arizona for crying out loud. Hey. Your mom would know. Not your mom. Yes, with the timer on your head. A favorite YouTubers? What is that?
The answer's no.
Like a YouTube channel? No. No, it's you know, we barely have Twitter and like Facebook pages. That's about the best we'll do. Like I don't know of any voice actors that have like Tumblr pages or follow YouTube or do you know if anybody has a Tumblr page? Who? Voice actors who do? Yeah, I don't know, it's hard for us. We're so busy, it's hard to check all those things all the time. We normally have random thoughts and then like throw it out on Twitter. Who has Twitter? Raise your hand. Yeah, really? So who has Tumblr? Facebook? MySpace? That's awesome.
I know.
No, I'm not on MySpace, people. That was all I was having. 5 minutes. Okay, wait, 5 minutes. If you have Twitter, I have a Twitter, and I'm always putting stupid stuff on it. My Twitter handle, which I created one night with Troy Baker, Liam O'Brien, Sam Riegel, Yuri Lowenthal in California over like 5 bourbons, is at Willingham. Because my last name is Willingham, but Willingham was already taken, and Sam Riegel went, you should be Willingham. So that's what I am. WILLINGBLAM. Blam! It's like my Microsoft Xbox 360 gamer tag. Have you heard that story? So like my first gamer tag was raped bacon. Because I figured my last name was Willingham, so I tried to do something kind of akin to that, so I did the opposite of Willing is raped, and the opposite of ham is bacon. And so, like, you play really late at night in California, and you get the Australians on, and they're like, hey, how you doing? Rape bacon. I'm like, it is French. It is pronounced rapid bacon. I'm like, man, you California, which is so weird. And then like I had it for 2 weeks, and people are in love with it. You've been playing Modern Warfare, and they're like, okay, we're gonna rape bacon. What does that mean? We're like, I hate bacon. You know, then like they mute you instantly. And apparently Microsoft patrols the names that you pick, and they obviously rape was a buzzword, so they canceled my name, you know, because nobody likes being raped. But they give you this suggestion box of names, you know, like to replace your gamer tag with. And the first one was like Crimson Octopus, and so you know, there's like matching up 2 random words like Octagon, Hound, and the third one was Meaty Albatross. I was like, that is so stupid. I'll take it. Meaty Albatross. So when I play with my friends, like, why is your name Meaty Albatross? I'm like, you gotta think about that, don't you? Why is it Meaty Albatross? They're like, you don't know, do you? No, I don't know. But don't send me gamer invites, because I love telling that story, but people like send me things, I'm never gonna accept it. Because then I'd have like 900 360 fans, so when I play Modern Warfare, you're definitely better than I am. Yes, and the green hat, and then you, and then we'll wrap up. Green hair, excuse me. Yeah, what's your best friend's name? Hal. Like the crazy computer Hal? Oh, Hal, sure, yeah. Get your thing out. You gotta say like action now. Hal! Happy birthday. Happy birthday, guys.
How do you feel about voicing Free in Soul Eater?
Free is the immortal werewolf in Soul Eater. He says things like wolves, which is fine as long as you don't say it fast. For me, I'm terrible at those things. So with the director, I was like, wolves. He's like, you gotta say it like 3 times faster. I'm like, what? Say it really like, wolf. I can't, Jack! It was really tough. So he just eventually sped it up digitally. But yeah, that's another time where I fight Laura, because she plays Pop. And she gets my ass. Yes. Chris Saboten is my favorite voice actor ever. Because he was 9 million voices in Dragon Ball Z, and I think he's insanely talented. I also love working with Troy Baker, who happens to be one of my best friends, but his work in The Last of Us and Bioshock, and pretty much everything he's done has just been really, really impressive. It's great to do mocap with him because we have a great chemistry. So it works. Yeah.
Did you ever think going on Twitter posting stupid inspirational books?
Going on my Twitter posting stupid inspirational quotes. No, because I have not enough brain power for that, and I probably shouldn't be inspiring anyone to do anything because I'm just a big moron.
Exactly.
Yes, probably. Unless it's like, go out and eat too much cheese today. You know, and then people do that, and they're like, I have diarrhea, why did you say to do that? Like, it's okay, just drink like 3 things of orange juice. They're like, it's even worse now. And you've got an epidemic, and then you know, the FDA calls you, and then I'm getting arrested, and then there's no more Twitter, and then you feel bad, and people are cooking everywhere. You see where this goes. We have a lot of responsibility. I have people's bowels in my hand. I have the ability to make you all poop your pants. I'm exercising my choice to not make you defecate yourself. Yes, hand over there. What?
What are your thoughts on GT?
Okay. You know, when I yell and I cup my hands like this over my ears, I'm extremely loud. I said what? I was definitely saying. My thoughts on GT? Not a fan. Not a fan of GT. I watched the 2 episodes and it just didn't really sing anything. Okay, so we're done. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys are awesome. Laura, Bailey, and I will be at an autograph panel at 6 o'clock We are in the vendor hall at 6 o'clock. We'll be signing off for
The vendor hall.
We will see
Vendor
you
hall.
there.